What's going on, everybody? This is Dale from Upstate Bets and DFS. I'm here with my partner Riaz, bringing you guys a five-game slate on a Tuesday. The game started at 7:30. A couple good games here. A couple games that we probably predict to be pretty high scoring, and then possibly a blowout that we're trying to target too. That'll help our Fire Five out. So this is our Fire Five. These are basically some picks that you could take and build a lineup around. So I mean, definitely viable to play all in the same lineup. You don't have to feel like you can't play all these together because you most definitely can. And we usually plug a lineup in every night with these five, and we add a couple value plays, and sometimes we leave a lot on the table for you guys to even maybe pick up another stud. So take these for what you will. These videos have been doing awesome, so thank you for the support. Also, if you're interested in prize picks, you can check out our player props video that we drop every day. We talk about NBA, we talk about NFL, usually NFL on Sunday. We talk about the Thursday night game and the Monday night game. So we've been doing pretty good over on prize picks as well, and I know you guys have been liking the videos. So again, thank you for the content. I really appreciate it. We'll go over our Fire 5 for Monday night. We ended up having Ricky Rubio at 6K. Um, you know, just there was Garland news that he ended up playing last minute, so we knew that was risky off the rip, but we know that he has like a double upside. He's been playing pretty well as of late for that team, so we knew it was a shot in the dark. He didn't play particularly bad, but he wasn't cold either, and he wasn't hot. So Duarte, super chalk, but he ended up having like a decent game himself. No one here was particularly cold besides for one player, and I'll get to him. MPJ, just only 11 points scoring. Don't really know what's going on with that, with him in that offense right now. Just the Nuggets themselves didn't really put on a good game, a really low scoring game over there. KD, the only person that had a really good game in that game was Patty Mills. Ended up just popping again. So like he did on opening night. Unfortunately, KD had a bad game. I was talking Harden a little bit too. I liked Harden at that price point. I liked that game all around, but just nobody had a good game. This is really a weird slate. I think the cash line was really like 260 something, 270. So I mean, it was just a really awkward slate. And then we ended the end of the slate. Ended the Fire Five with Precious Achua. He was at 4-5. Ended up catching fire. So not a bad play at a double double, 11-11 in 29 minutes. So, you know, not many expert sites were on Precious Achua. We were on him. So, we'll see as the season goes on if his price goes up or stays about the same. Just kind of a guy that you can search for value-wise. If he gets the minutes out there, he's a decent point per minute guy. So, Precious Achua, we'll see how his price goes up throughout the year. But here we are, man. This is our Fire 5, and Riaz is going to kick us off with the point guard position.
Yeah, I mean, I just want to touch on that. I mean, it's tough when no one we really gave is on fire, but we call it the Fire Five for a reason. So we're gonna bring you these fire picks, and hopefully on DraftKings, it's gonna show all fire for you. But at point guard, we're gonna start off with Donovan Mitchell. He's priced at 8-7. This game's gonna be probably one of the better games on this slate. It's going to be really competitive. I don't really see a blowout in here, and Donovan Mitchell just has so much upside, and I really like his price tag. Honestly, it seems kind of high, but Donovan Mitchell is just a guy that goes out every night, puts up huge points. If he can sprinkle in some like eight eight assists, 7 boards. He's had 2 steals in back-to-back games, which is always a bonus when you get that. But with that being said, Donovan Mitchell is someone I always like playing whenever he's under 9K. We saw his first game; he was at 9K, and a small slate like this, you don't want to do stars and scrubs, but I think there's a lot of value on this slate, so Donovan Mitchell at 8-7 is going to find a lot of my lineups.
Yeah, Mitchell here at 8-7. Just in terms of him, having the ball in his hand all the time. I think this is a game they want to win. Utah wants home. They want the playoffs to go through Utah. Obviously, this is their third game of the season. It's hard to be thinking that far in, but listen, every game counts, and And Denver is on a back to back. So I don't either way. I don't think this is going to be a blowout at all. But I definitely can see it being a little low scoring. But it's not a matter of how much Mitchell is going to score. It's just a matter of the intangibles, man. Like if he can go out there and maybe give you double digit assists. I mean, he's done it before. So if we can get him over 50 DK points here, I think that's an awesome fire spot. And then at shooting guard, Riaz, there's a guy we like particular here. He's priced down a little bit. He's usually at this price range, but it's a guy we're reaching down on, and that's Jalen Brunson. I think the reason we're kind of just on him, he hasn't had an awesome season so far, and I think we're on him just because we think Dallas is going to kill Houston. So if that happens, we think Brunson's going to get a lot of runs. So what do you think about Brunson?
Yeah, Brunson is he's steady. I mean, he does the same thing every time he goes out there. He's got the green light to take as many shots as he wants. He's kind of like the relief to Luka, which is nice because Luka just brings just so much to the table, and then they slide in Brunson, and he doesn't do exactly what Luka does. No one really does, but he pads all the stats. I mean, Brunson's not the biggest guy, but last game he grabbed 6 boards, and just looking at Houston's stats, I mean, they give up 107 points a game. Uh, they allow 43% shooting, which is awesome for Brunson. And at 4-2, Houston's a young team. They play fast. They get blown out a lot. So even in close games, Brunson plays about 25 minutes, and in a blowout, he'll probably get about 30 minutes, and that's just uh, that's just what we're thinking here. Blowout, gets a lot of run, puts up a lot of shots, and I think he's going to go back to the game he played where he put up 17 DK points, and that's kind of why he's priced at 4-2 now.
Yeah, I think he's in a good spot here. Especially because it is a game where potentially could blow out and Brunson can get some run. But even if the game does stay a little close, sometimes they do roll out a lineup where they do have Brunson out there with Luka. It's not often, but it definitely it is something that can happen. Brunson, he's a guy that can catch fire too. So we'll see what happens with him. He's just one of those guys too, where it's just like on a short slate and a small slate like this, there's not really much here down low, especially at the shooting guard position. So with the top guy, being priced at 6'7" on this slate, which is crazy for shooting guard. So we'll jump over to small forward. LeBron's leading the way at 9'4". We like another guy in that game, but we'll get to that after. I think down here at 5'8", we got a rookie. Had an awesome game back. Awesome game that he just had against Philly on the 24th. And that's Josh Giddy, man. I liked him coming in. He's Australian. He played well in Australia. I believe he was a Australian MVP. Um, they just been getting their asses handed to them. I mean, we knew Oklahoma City wasn't that good, but Giddy looks like he's like I thought he was going to be a guy that just doing exactly what he's doing. He just does a lot for you out there in terms of the intangibles, like the rebounds and the assists and the steals. He's just a solid all around player. His price is definitely up, but like I said, it's a smaller slate, so that can be a reason why it's kind of creeped up to 1100 compared to last game. But listen, man, his upside's 47, and if that's his ceiling, especially at 5A, I like him there.
Yeah, without a doubt. And the fact that this Thunder team is rebuilding, it just shows that they have no problem giving their rookie just huge minutes, and that's great for us. Golden State isn't the best defensively. I think this is going to be a pretty high scoring game, probably one of the higher point totals on this slate. So this could be a game to target without a doubt. And we saw him absolutely explode. It's nice to see a small forward with assists. I mean, he's not averaging crazy numbers, but anytime you see someone that grabs a bunch of boards and assists, and he had 4 steals last game, and I love any player that'll grab a couple steals. I mean, he's averaging almost 2 steals a game, so. Yeah, Giddy is a great play, especially on a smaller slate. I don't think many people are going to pay up for him just on the sole fact that there's really not much we've seen from him. He's only played 3 games, so this might be a very low owned player that we're going to be on a lot.
Yeah, we'll plug him in there, and then we'll hop over to power forward. And like I said, we like someone in that two people particularly in that Lakers game, and we like Anthony Davis here. He's going to be our spend up on this Fire Five. He's at 9-2. What do you think about AD?
Yeah, AD is just a monster, and we've seen there's a lot of mouths to feed on this new LA Lakers. So he's really the only one that's performed out of the three, four if you want to count Carmelo, but consistent 9-2, kind of priced down. I think he's a 10-4 player on DK, averaging 50 DK points a game, already averaging a monster double double. Uh, the Spurs like to play small. I think he's going to take advantage of that. The Spurs really don't have much size. I mean, other than Jakob Portal, uh, we really don't have much of a center there. So I think they're going to really take advantage with Anthony Davis here, and I think he just has a monster game.
Yeah, I like the matchup here, especially in the front court. Who's guarding AD. Um, this is this price tag. I think about kind of where it's going to be all year, just because there is going to be some games where LeBron does go crazy, and there's going to be some games where Westbrook does go crazy too. But I think the positive in that is the fact that some of those guys might sit from game to game, and that's going to be a spot where you get AD at a discount, and he's going to absolutely smash. I don't think any of those guys are taking rest yet, especially this early into the season. But I just think AD, this is a spot where he can definitely eat. We know his ceiling for sure. I mean, even at 50, even him getting 57 is easy flames. So, but we know he's got like 60, 70 point upside. So I like him here. We're gonna plug him in there, and call it contradicting ourselves or what. But just the guy we were kind of hoping AD was gonna smash on. We think he's in also in a decent spot, and that's Podol too for the Spurs. Jakob Podol, I think that he's having a consistent season. He's playing good. He's priced up from what he's been at 4.9. But I think I don't know. I just think he's in a decent spot. I think the Spurs are going to adjust to what the Lakers are doing. I don't think they're going to run AD too much at the center. I think he's going to be more power forward, especially throughout the season. So we'll see how things adjust, man. I mean, we really easily can see Poto go out there and play 25 minutes, and not in maybe get into foul trouble. But then again, they can roll out not DeMarcus Cousins. They can roll out DeAndre Jordan and Dwight Howard and have a solid rotation in the front court where they need production from Poto. So we'll see what Pop does. He always has some interesting rotations. So it's hard to determine, but I think just in the consistency on a 5 game slate, I like him here. So what do you think?
Yeah, I mean, it's great to see him get the run that I thought he was going to get. I mean, when he was on Toronto, they used him a lot. He's a pretty solid center. He, I mean, he's almost averaging a block a game, which is great to see for a center. Not only that, he's actually scoring the ball this year. He's taking his shots. The Spurs are another team that is very young. A lot of them have long leashes. They're not going to get pulled if they make a couple mistakes. And he's kind of the veteran on this team. I mean, other than Murray, a lot of them are only 2, 3 years in the league. So they're going to really rely on his leadership. And I think that's why he's kind of playing the minutes that he has. And he's shown the last 3 games that when he's out there playing, I mean, he just performs. We need somebody to grab boards, and he's taking full advantage, almost getting a double double in every single game. And not only that, I mean, besides the second game, he's had over 5 assists, and for a center to get those kind of numbers in that category is pretty great to see. So, I mean, I don't want to say he's got triple double upside, but he could have had 2 so far this year, just a couple boards and a couple assists, and we're talking about him almost every slate because he's just a factor.
Yeah, I mean, dude, he's got that upside, and we'll see. I haven't watched much Spurs basketball this year, but man, we'll see what goes on there, and he could be a guy that creeps up as the year goes on. So we'll plug him in there. we're leaving 5-5 remaining. Like I said, this is not necessarily a lineup builder video, but this is essentially, you know, a couple core five that you can kind of base your lineup around. If you want to plug on all these guys in the same lineup, we're definitely going to do it in one of our lineups. So if you want to, you know, plug all these five in and then try to find some value in some other spots, go for it. We're definitely going to be responding to your comments if you have anything that, you know, any feedback or any questions. So we've been pretty active in the comment section as well as you guys have been. So that's been awesome. You know, I just like communicating with the fans, man. Realistically,
Yeah, without a doubt.
it's a good feeling. We're always there to help and support. So I mean that's pretty much it for the Fire 5. We'll have a Prize Picks video out tomorrow. Unfortunately, the slate hasn't been updated yet, so it looks like these Prize Picks videos are going to start to come out later in the day, which is no issue either way. So I appreciate you guys watching this video, and we'll see you on the next one. Peace.